Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you everyone for coming here. It's a hot Sunday today. Thank you. We are going to discuss something very special today about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Jagannath, because this season is very, very special. Do you know why is it special? Yes, we are heading towards one of the most awaited festivals, Rath Yatra. So we will look at two verses. Vivek Prabhu, if you can put the verses on screen. Thank you. So these verses are to give an indication of what we are going to discuss in the next 1 hour. So you can repeat it after me. সহস্রবদন যাবে কহে অনন্ত একদিনেরও লীলার তবু নাহি পায়ে অন্ত would you like to read the translation? Thank you. Vivek Prabhu, let's go to the next one. So these two verses are interconnected. It gives us an indication of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or the extent of what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes mean. কোটি যুগ পর্যন্ত যদি লিখে গণেশা একদিনেরও লীলার তবু নাহি পায় শেষা. Do you like to read the translation? So, we are going to talk about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, these verses are not directly linked to the pastime that we are going to talk about, but I thought, why not use these verses to meditate on what we are going to discuss on? Because it's just not one pastime. Every pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is infinite. It is continuously going on, and there's no end to it. So, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So, Srila Prabhupada, in one of his talks, says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personification of all living forces. He is the supreme living force. And when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Vedescha Sarvar Aham Eva Vedyo, Vedanta Krit Vedavid Eva Chaham, that he says that I am the conclusion of all the Vedas. By the Vedas, it is I who am to be known. So it is Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who is that conclusion, who is the summum bonum of Vedic literature. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu represents that supreme absolute love. He is that supreme absolute love himself. He is the object of that love. He is the beloved, and he is also the lover. He is the longing for Krishna. He is the object and the destination of that longing, and he is also the devotee who immerses himself in that longing for Krishna. So in the Adi Leela, it is said that Lord Chaitanya is a shelter of all the demigods. He is the goal of all the Upanishads. He is the to be all and end all of all the sages. He is the destination of all the sages. And he is the beautiful shelter of all his devotees. And what he represents the essence of the love of the gopis. So we are about 1 week away from Ratha Yatra in Jagannath Puri. So Ratha Yatra is very special because physically, if we see, it is the largest chariot festival where we physically pull the ropes of the chariot, bring Lord Jagannath from the Sri Mandir, that is the Jagannath temple, to the Gundicha temple. But what is the essence of Ratha Yatra? The essence of Ratha Yatra is that we have to go back around 5,000 years. When Krishna left Vrindavan, he promised all the Vrajvasis that he is going to come back. So they were all waiting for Krishna. Every day they waited thinking Krishna will come. And then when the day ended, they hoped that tomorrow morning Krishna will come. So they slept with that hope that tomorrow Krishna is going to come. So Vrindavan represents that mood of longing for Krishna. One may ask that Krishna was the king of Dwarka, then why was he longing for Vrindavan? It is because Vrindavan is no ordinary land. It is said in our Shastras that it is in Vrindavan that the Lord exhibits his complete opulence. It is only in Vrindavan. The opulence of Dwarka and Vaikuntha, for that matter, are just a drop compared to the opulence of Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, the trees are wish-fulfilling trees. The cows are Kamdhenus, desire-fulfilling cows. The land is made of touchstone, Chintamani. Then All the gopis, the damsels, are goddesses of fortune, and they are higher than the goddess of fortune in Vaikuntha. So Vrindavan is no ordinary land, but one needs that eyes, that consciousness to understand what is Vrindavan. And you know, the people of Vrindavan, they don't want anything. They just want fruits and flowers from these wish fulfilling trees. They don't have any other wishes to be fulfilled. And they only want milk from the cows, from the desire fulfilling cows, and they want to use it all for Krishna. This is the love that Krishna longs for. So 5,000 years ago, on one very auspicious day, the Vrajavasis finally got to meet Krishna after a long interval. They were in Kurukshetra, and then they decided that, you know, we have to take Krishna back to Vrindavan. So Krishna, Balram, and Subhadra Maharani, all the siblings, they sat in their chariots, and the Vrajavasis started pulling them towards Vrindavan. So that is the Vraj Leela. So basically, it is about pulling the Lord back to Vrindavan. Now, Vrindavan is not just that tract of land. Vrindavan is that consciousness. Vrindavan is the heart in which the Lord can be seated. So now Gundicha temple, coming back to today's topic, today we would like to discuss about the Gundicha margin or the cleaning of the Gundicha temple. Now, how is that relevant? So in Ratha Yatra, Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, when they sit on the chariot is pulled from the Jagannath Mandir to the Gundicha Mandir, which is called Sundarachal. It has a lot of gardens and it is representative of Vrindavan. So it is a manifestation of Vrindavan in Jagannath Puri. That's why it is very special for Lord Jagannath. And about 1 week or so, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra stay there after the Ratha Yatra. Devotees can come and take their darshan there. So, of course, for the Lord to come, you need to clean the place. The place needs to be purified for the Lord, right? So there's a lot of ceremonial cleaning that happens, the cleansing of the entire place, entire temple that happens. Now we have to understand that whenever the Lord performs any pastime, there is always an external layer to it, and there are multiple internal layers to it. So cleansing of the temple is actually cleansing of our consciousness to welcome the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshashtakam talks about Cheto Darpana Marjana, that is cleaning of our heart, cleaning of our consciousness through the process of devotional service. So we have to understand psychologically that, you know, the Lord sits in our heart. So whatever feelings that emanate from the heart are transcendental, they are pure. But then the feelings go to our mind, and our mind has several thoughts, and these thoughts are like doors. So these feelings go through these doors, are channeled through these doors, and then they are converted into actions. But the thoughts are not all pure, because depending on our spiritual level, on our spiritual, let's say, surrender, on our spiritual elevation, one may have good thoughts, one may have not so good thoughts. Like a saintly person will have majority of good thoughts. So the feeling, when it goes through the thoughts and it converts into an action through the different, you know, faculties that we have, uh, it's a good action at the end of the day. But this is not the same for everyone, because there are a lot of influences which affect our thoughts, right? So cleaning is very important. So cleaning of the temple is directly cleansing of our thoughts. Also, we have to see that in the material consciousness, we are attracted to the material things, that is to the energies of Krishna. We are not attracted to Krishna. We are attracted to riches, we are attracted to beauty, to knowledge, to power. These are all opulences of Krishna. But what we need to be attracted to is Krishna himself, not the energies of Krishna. And the moment we have that consciousness, like in Ishopanishad it is said that, you know, he is the only one who is the controller and the owner of everything that exists in the universe. So the moment we have that consciousness, then we can feel that attachment to Krishna. And the moment you are attached to Krishna, automatically you are detached from the other things. But it's not the other way around. If you forcefully try to detach from the other things, saying that, okay, I'll renounce everything, that is not going to work. You should attach yourself to Krishna. then automatically you will see, because of that higher taste, you will lose interest in the lower things. So now coming back to the Gundicha Leela. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to cleanse the temple. So he called three people, the superintendent of the temple, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Kashi Mishra. And he said, I would like to cleanse this temple. So the superintendent of the temple said that, King Pratap Rudra, who was a great devotee of the Lord, said that whatever you want, that should be facilitated, that should be done. So we are ready to serve you in whatever capacity we can. But then they say that, there's a very beautiful verse. They say, uh, yeah, তোমারও যোগ্য সেবা নয় মন্দির মার্জন, এই এক লীলা করো, এই তোমারও মন. So cleansing of the temple physically is not a service befitting you. But if you want to do that, it is definitely your pastime, and we will do whatever is needed. In the Adi Leela, it is said that Krishna says that she Leela koribo jate more chamotkar. Means I will broadcast such pastimes through which even I am amazed. So what to talk about Krishna's pastimes? He can create pastimes where we don't even know why he is doing this. So even he is amazed to his pastimes. So now the whole cleaning process starts. There are that time, of course, there were no hose pipes. There's no, large water pipes and nothing like that. No water taps also. So there are hundreds of devotees who have gathered, hundreds of earthen pots. They are bringing water from the nearby, natural water body. It's a tank. It's crowded with so many people standing on the banks of it. So they are bringing these water pots. And then they started to clean. And how they are cleaning? They're splashing water on the ceilings. They are cleaning the floor, the yard, the place where the deities will be seated, the place where the prasadam will be kept, the residential quarters, the kitchen. So they are cleaning everything. They are collecting the grains of sand, the dust, the dirt, everything. They're putting in their cloth, in their outer cloth, and they are, taking piles of it and putting it outside the temple. So, and while they are doing it, the very interesting thing is they are chanting the names of Krishna. If somebody wants something, they are saying Krishna, Krishna. And if somebody wants to give something, they're like Krishna, Krishna. So it's like, Krishna became the code word, basically. So the verse is, Je je kohe, she kohe Krishna nam hoilo, Sanketo Shabokam. So Krishna Nam became the Sanket, or the code word for all kind of communication. Imagine a world where Krishna name is the only communication, because there's so much of, miscommunication, misinterpretation through our words. Imagine if there is one universal language of Krishna name, that would be so beautiful. That's universal harmony, right? So everybody works very harmoniously here, remembering Krishna. That is very important. When you chant the name of Krishna and you're performing the activity, they're not sitting inert. They're actually cleaning such a big temple, and they're remembering Krishna. So this goes on for a long time. The temple is quite clean. And then we see that there is dust and dirt on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body as well. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not only is supervising the operations, he is also physically cleaning it. It looks like he's cleaning with hundreds of hands, with thousands of hands. And then he is personally cleaning the seat where Jagannath is sitting, then the floor. He's mopping it with his own cloth. And the amount of dirt, or the heap of dirt that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has collected, it is much larger than the collection of all the devotees, together. So you can see he is actively participating in it. Now coming to the fact that Gaurnitai ki. So coming to the fact that there is this dust and dirt on the face of Krishna, but he was looking beautiful. So he was looking transcendentally beautiful when there was this dust and dirt on his body. Because, Krishna is the source of all beauty. There is not a single instance when Krishna doesn't look beautiful. There is an example that comes to mind from Bhishma Dev's prayers, the grandsire of the Kuru family. When he was lying on the bed of arrows on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was meditating on the form of Krishna, and in his prayers he says, that Krishna, whose flowing hair is ashen due to the dust that is raised by the hooves of the horses on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And then there are beads of perspiration on his face. And then his body is wounded and blood is coming due to the sharp arrows dealt by Bhishmadev. Imagine his body is bloodied with wounds, there's sweat on his face, and there's dust. And he's transcendentally so beautiful that Bhishmadev is saying, I want to meditate on that form of Krishna. So we spend so much on our external beauty or skincare and things like that. When we are sweaty, we feel like, okay, that's not the way I want to represent myself, but see here. So that's why we can't extrapolate our standards or the limitations of the human body on Krishna. Because Krishna's body is spiritual, it is transcendental. So is the body of the devotees of Krishna, the pure devotees, it's transcendental. Another example in the, I think it's the Brahmar Geet, just a moment. It was in Canto 10, I don't remember it was in the Gopi Geet or in the Brahmar Geet, where it is said that the gopis say that when Krishna is coming in the end of the day, rounding up all his cows, then the dust that is raised by the hooves of the cows and the fatigue that Krishna has from being tired all day, combined, this create a celebration for the eyes. So even with that fatigue and the dust, he's so beautiful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty was transcendental. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after this is done, he sits in between the devotees and he says, okay, now I will see how much who has collected. And whoever has done good, he praised them. And whoever didn't do much collection of dust, he chastised them lovingly, not grudgingly. And he said, you will have to give a penalty, pay a penalty, and that is sweet rice and sweet cakes for everyone. We see in the Chiradahi festival also, when Raghunath Das Goswami is chastised as a thief, his punishment is that you have to make Chiradahi for everyone. So that's a beautiful punishment that we would all like to have, right? So now the cleaning is completed. It says that শত ঘট জলে হইল মন্দির মার্জন মন্দির শোধিয়া কইল yena nijo mon. So in this way all the rooms of the temple were cleansed and the minds of the devotees were also cleansed. And how much was it cleansed? It says nirmalo shitolo snigdho korilo mondir apono hridoye jeno dhorilo bahir. So it was as clean as the mind of the Lord. So that is the level of cleanliness that was done. So they cleaned the temple 2 times, by the way. Once they did, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, let's clean another time. So even the finer particles of dust and sand were eliminated. And it was now pure. It was as pure as the Lord's mind. So now it is a place fit for the Lord Jagannath to come. And Arjuna tells Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. That means Krishna is the source of all purity, pavitrata. So there can be no one who is purer than Krishna. So the Lord's mind is the purest. So this temple was now as pure as the mind of the Lord. So now what happened is, temple is cleaned. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started dancing. There was congregational dancing and chanting of the holy names there. Everybody started dancing. The Lord was dancing in between the devotees. He was roaring like a lion. And it was so tumultuous that the earth shook. The skies echoed with the sounds of their songs. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited different kind of transformations in his body, different kind of ecstatic symptoms in his body. He was crying, he was smiling, he was perspiring. There were so many things that were happening. And then he started shedding tears, and his tears were like rivers. They were rivers which washed the bodies of the devotees. So this is not metaphorical. We might think that Krishnadas Das Kaviraj has used literary ornamentation, poetic literature to talk about how beautiful it looked, but it's actually not. It's not a metaphor. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tears were like rivers that were flowing. Again, The same thing, that we are so conscious of our bodies and so limited by our bodies. So when we see the Lord, having two hands in a human form, we extrapolate our limitations on him. So we can't imagine that the Lord can cry tears like rivers. But it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was like the Ganga and the Yamuna meeting the sea. That was the flow of the tears. So we have to remember that we are limited and the Lord is unlimited. We are infinitesimal and he is infinite. We are like a drop of ocean water and he is the unlimited ocean. We are a little spark and he is the eternal fire who is the origin of all of us. So a lot of these pastimes about, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental, uh, about his transcendental dance or his ecstasies are mentioned in several verses across Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Madhya Leela, in Madhya 2, Madhya 13, then towards the end of Anta Leela, there's several verses. And if we see, this is all described in scriptures. If we look at the Bhramar Geet in Canto 10, Radharani actually experiences same ecstasies. The same Mahabhav Radharani experienced. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exhibiting, because there is a verse which says, Radha Krishna ako atta, dui dehodhari, ononno vilashe rasha ashvadan kori. So Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but now they have assumed two bodies to experience these mellows, the mellows of love. So there are several instances, that describe of how the Lord's body is transcendental. So there are some examples that that I can discuss here. So there were many times when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Krishna's flute. Sometimes he heard Krishna's voice. Sometimes he saw Krishna and he ran out in the middle of the night. Sometimes he saw the great ocean, the Bay of Bengal, and he thought that it's the Yamuna River and he jumped into it. Sometimes he would look at a sand dune and he would think it's the Govardhan Hill. And he was ecstatic. So the first instance is, he heard Krishna's flute once. And where he stayed, there were 3 bolted doors. So he broke through these 3 bolted doors, crossed over high walls, and then he left. And where did he go? Near the Simha Dwar of Jagannath temple. So there are 4 dwars, the lion gate, horse gate, etc. So there is a lion gate of the Jagannath temple. So he went there and there was a cow shed, which had cows from Telangana. I think that's Telangana, probably. So he went there and he started exhibiting these symptoms. So the devotees were searching him everywhere. And when they finally found him, you know how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body looked? So all his limbs had retracted inside his body. And he looked like a tortoise. The pores of his body, they were oozing blood. And he had transcendental tears. His mouth was foaming and there were eruptions on his body. So in this state he was found. And the cows were surrounding him, And then finally the devotees got him and he came back to his original form. Then in the second instance, we see the fisherman's Leela, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees the Bay of Bengal. He jumps into it thinking of it as a Yamuna. He faints. And a fisherman finds him and thinks that it's a corpse. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, he was very tall. But then here what happened is, all the joints of his body had loosened. And how were the limbs connected? They were connected by loose skin. So his body had become like that, like a corpse with all loose skin, elongated. So you see in the first instance, the entire body contracted like a tortoise. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that he looked like a pumpkin. It's like a vegetative state, you know. And in the second instance, his body had elongated. And then we know the pastime that he was actually dreaming of the pastimes of Krishna and the gopis in the Yamuna. So he was finally then, uh, he came back to his senses when the devotees chanted Hari Hari. Then the third instance, so Raghunath Das Goswami writes about this in a lot of detail in the book called Gauranga Stava Kalpavriksha. So there is this sort of a sand dune, it's not a mountain, not a hill, called Chataka Parvat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw it as Govardhan Hill. So he started running towards it with the speed of the wind, but then suddenly he became static and he lost all the strength to proceed. The flesh of each pore of his body started erupting. His hair started standing on end and he looked like a kadamba flower. Has anyone seen a kadamba flower? So it has this kind of spikes that come out. So it's very difficult to comprehend, but he looked like a kadamba flower. Blood and perspiration flowed incessantly from all the pores of his body. And he could not speak a single word, but he was just uttering a gargling sound. Such was the ecstasy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we know the color of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body is golden. But in this case, the entire body turned white, like a conch shell. So externally, he was completely inert. He looked like that, but internally, he was relishing the mellows of transcendental love, of transcendental separation from Krishna. And we see, when we talk about the transcendental body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is non-different from Lord Jagannath. And we see Lord Jagannath's form, it's so unique. The eyes are big, the smile is big, the arms are smaller, there's no legs. So when the Lord was hearing of the pastimes of Vrindavan, in that mood of extreme longing, extreme separation, whenever he misses Vrindavan, this is that form. This is that form of that absolute love, when the smile broadens, the eyes broadens, the hands retract. So when we feel a certain emotion, psychologically we can feel stress. Maximum our body can react is we can have a headache or some pain in our body. But the body itself doesn't change physically, it doesn't change its proportions. But for Krishna, the body is transcendental. It's not a body which has, the blood, pus, mucus, urine like us. So that's why the entire body reflects what Krishna feels. And also in several instances, we have seen how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had shown different forms. Like to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he showed the six-armed form, where he was like Lord Ram with the bow and an arrow. He was playing the flute with two of his hands. And then he had the two hands of the renunciate, that is with the kamandalu and the sannyas rod. But he also showed a six-armed form to Nityananda Prabhu, which was different. So the Lord's pastimes are always new, it's always fresh, it's always different. To Nityananda Prabhu, he also showed a six-armed form in which, with four arms, he had the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and he had the bow and flute. And then he showed another form, where it was a four-armed form of Lord Narayan. So the Lord can manifest any form he wants at any time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there are several references, in the Bhagavad Gita that talk about the Lord's form being transcendental. So Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam. So in that verse, he says that my appearance and activities are absolutely transcendental. So one who understands this will no longer repeat this cycle of birth and death. Then in the other verse where he says, Avajananti Mamamuda, he says, fools deride me when I appear in this human form. Think of it this way. We are psychologically attuned to think of the Lord with the four hands, and that feels like, okay, Vishnu, okay, that feels like the universal controller. But then when we see Krishna with just two hands, he's playing the flute, we think, the mind is not able to register the fact that this is the most powerful person in the entire creation. But think of it this way, a company's CEO, he will not be going to his offices and executing things with his own hands, right? He has everything taken care of. He will relax, maybe play golf. He will enjoy some relaxing time on an island with his family. That's what we can kind of think, that see, Krishna has everything under his control. He doesn't need weapons, he doesn't need anything. That's why he's relaxed. He's just playing the flute. So it is said that, another beautiful point that comes to the mind is that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was remembering Krishna, the transcendental body of Krishna. Now, there are various verses that talk about the beauty of Krishna, right? Multiple verses. Something I found, which I did not come across earlier, was a fragrance of Krishna's body. So, how fragrant was Krishna's body? It was the aroma of musk combined with blue lotus flowers. That was how fragrant Krishna's body was. And on top of that, he had sandalwood and aguru. So that's what our nostrils are inspired to feel. We look for beautiful fragrances everywhere, but actually we are searching for that fragrance, the fragrance of Krishna. His body was the color of the Indranila gem. It was as radiant as that Indranil jewel. So Krishna tells Arjun that the form that you are seeing, if I paraphrase that the form that you are seeing with your transcendental eyes is not something that can be seen or realized by reading the Vedas, by performing austerities, by doing charity, by performing ritualistic worship. This form can only be seen by pure devotion, by surrender. So only by pure devotion and surrender we can see Krishna as he is, and we can enter into the mysteries of Krishna. So the Ratha Yatra is next week, and we are nowhere near Gundicha temple here, but then the temple is within our heart. So we should work towards cleansing it, all of us. And Prabhupada has given us simple methods to do this. If we look at, A, B, C, D, A is basically association. So association of devotees is what purifies us. The more we associate with people who are very materially conscious, of course, our consciousness, our psychology, the psychological design around thoughts, it will all have those impressions. And then our actions will be polluted, contaminated by that. So, also in the Bhagavatam, it is said that when there is a pure devotee, he is like a dham. He is a transcendental holy place himself. So, when we are in association of pure devotees, then we can experience that purity. So, we should serve devotees. We should always be in the association of devotees. That is A. B is books. So, we should read. We should read the literature that has been painstakingly given to us by Srila Prabhupada. Because the more we read, the more we develop taste for reading. And it's like this beautiful cycle and this beautiful circle that we should totally immerse ourselves into. The more we read about Krishna, the more interest it generates. C is chanting the holy name. So we should chant the holy name. As we see the devotees who are cleaning the Gundicha temple, their only method of communication was the holy name. So whatever we do, we can chant the holy name. Because the purpose of chanting is remembrance of Krishna. And the moment we remember Krishna, everything is auspicious. In any relationship, if we can remember Krishna, then there can be no conflict. So we should always remember Krishna. In our work, if we remember Krishna, there will be no fatigue, there will be no stress. So that is C. And D is, do you know what is D? Yes. Good, good one. D is diet, but you can extrapolate it a little further. So D is diet, so we are what we eat. So our consciousness is shaped and designed by what we eat. And we have seen this. The same dish which we offer to Krishna, which is cooked with love to Krishna, when we have that, how beautiful we feel from inside. It satiates us in all ways possible. It purifies our senses. Compared to if you eat at a restaurant or eat somewhere else. Of course, there are situations where it could be absolutely impossible to get that facility when we are offering, but then we can offer it in our mind. But if we desire that I always want to eat prasad, Krishna will find out ways so that you always end up eating prasad. So our consciousness should be that I always end up eating prasad. Now it is not only about eating prasad, it is also about consumption. What do we consume? So the content we consume these days, that also shapes our consciousness. Whatever goes into our systems, subtly or grossly, that actually shapes our consciousness. What are we watching? What kind of movies are we watching? What kind of entertainment are we watching? In our subconscious mind, that plays a very important role. So we have to restrict ourselves from anything that doesn't remind us of Krishna. So this is a simple parameter to check if what I'm doing is right or wrong. Just think that if it reminds me of Krishna and if it is bringing me a little closer to Krishna, if I feel a little bit more love towards Krishna today, if I don't, that means you have to take a conscious choice of not delving into that subject or that particular object, right? So these are the four things that Srila Prabhupada has given us. And chanting is, of course, the most important, because as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Harer Nam Eva Kevalam, there is no other way, no other way, no other way but chanting of the holy name in this age. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the devotee can see the Lord through the years by hearing about the Lord, by the process of hearing about the Lord. And then their hearts are cleansed and the Lord sits in the heart. In what form? In the form that the devotee thinks and meditates of the Lord. So cleansing of the heart, cleansing of the Gundicha temple inside us is very important so that Krishna can come to the Vrindavan of our hearts. But the thing is, where will Krishna come from? Krishna is always there within us. It is not about externally injecting Krishna into our system. Krishna is always there because the soul is transcendental. The soul is pure. As the Upanishads say that the Paramatma is always there with us. It's like two birds that are sitting in the heart. One bird is performing its activities, the other bird is witnessing and allowing things. Anumanta upadrashta. So Krishna is always there with us. But if you think of it as an analogy, it could be like a diamond that is priceless, that is invaluable, that is hidden in a mine that is dark and dingy, that is under the earth. Then a lotus flower which blossoms on the murky, swampy surroundings. So that beauty, Krishna, is already within us. But with this purification, we simply need to dissipate the darkness so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form arises within us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form is the only object of our inspiration, the only object of our attraction. And we don't have to go outside, we have to delve inside for that. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. So he's always there in our heart, life after life. That's the only friend, that's the only beloved, that's the only parent that lives with us life after life. And imagine, even if we forget Krishna, he doesn't forget us. Think of it this way: the son of a billionaire is suddenly becomes rebellious and says, I don't want to do anything with your property, your home, I want to leave and I want to go find out, do my own things. But this person is so careful about what his son is going to do. He cares so much about his son that he is always there to see from a distance that, okay, is he getting something? Okay, let me help him find a job. Let me help him find food. Does he have enough money? Okay, let me help him. So he's always trying to help. So in that same form, Krishna is helping us. We have forgotten Krishna, but our goal is to, you know, understand Krishna, go back to Krishna, and Krishna is helping us through this process. He is helping us through as devotees, he's helping us as the scriptures, and he's helping us as a spiritual master. So the spiritual master gives us the right discipline through which we can reach Krishna. Right? So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that these explanations about the transcendental body of Krishna, we cannot use mundane logic to think about these things. What we need to have is faith. What we need to have is the power of faith. Just have faith, and then automatically it will all be revealed to us. There is a verse which says, Shri Chaitanya Prasadena Tadrupasya Vinirnayam Balo api kurute shastram drishtva vraja vilasinaha. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can fully describe the real nature of Lord Krishna, the enjoyer of the pastimes of Vraja. And he can actually speak according to what is the vision of the revealed scriptures. So with that, I would like to conclude today. We have some time left, and if I said anything that was not right, so I'm sorry for that. And if I said anything that reminded you a little bit of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for that, I would say that I'm very grateful to the source of this knowledge, that is Nityananda Prabhu, without whom we can never find Chaitanya, to Srila Prabhupada, to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhaktimarg Swami, and to Namacharya Prabhu, who is not here today, who actually inspired me to meditate on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I never had the introduction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before. So thank you to everyone, and may we welcome Lord Jagannath in our hearts. Any questions, feedback? Yes, Prabhu.
So you said Krishna is the seed and he is the destination for every sage and sadhu who is looking to find the knowledge. But there are not all the sadhus, right? Like we see Naga sadhus or suppose say Ramana Maharshi or the great sages. They find other means or other divine power and choose that path. Uh, if they are already in the path of renunciation and looking for answer, why didn't they come towards Krishna at the end?
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a very interesting question, and we see that a lot in India. There are, different traditions. There's different sorts of ways of seeking spirituality. But Krishna is the ultimate answer to everything. That's what Srila Prabhupada has given us. He's the ultimate, because that's the whole concept of, what Adi Shankaracharya brought, for example, like the entire concept of impersonalism, because what examples you gave, they are all actually on the path of impersonalism. So wherever the end result is not clear that it is Krishna that we are looking at, Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, it is actually impersonalism. And impersonalism is actually a kind of atheism. So I'm sure they're trying to find answers. So we should respect their austerity, right? But we should also know in our heart that ultimately it is Krishna that they will all come to, one way or the other. The example that also we spoke about here was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was one of the greatest Vedic philosophers of the country, who was an impersonalist. And he had all this knowledge, but he did not realize that the Supreme Lord had a form, that the Supreme Lord was Krishna. But ultimately, what happened? He became a devotee of Krishna. He became one of the greatest devotees of Krishna. So they are all on their paths, but ultimately, the path that is meant for Kali Yuga is the realization of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we can realize Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My question is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is incarnation of Krishna. My question is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is incarnation of Krishna. Krishna has come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. That I want to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. If I understand your question correctly, it's like you are asking if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an incarnation of Krishna or not, right? Yes. So Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are non-different. He is not an incarnation, he is Krishna himself. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the highest uh, form in which Krishna has come to us, because it is Krishna and also, the mood of Radharani. So it's a combination of God and also the devotion that leads us to God. So it is the ultimate combination. So we can't say that he's an avatar. He is the source, and in the spiritual world, cause and result are same. It's not like one thing caused the other. So we can say Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the fountainhead of everything, and he is also the conclusion of everything. And he is the latest or the most recent form in which the Lord has come to us. So we should always, whenever we want to think of Krishna, the most recent form in which he has come to us, we should always meditate on that form. Then he will reveal everything to us. I'll give you an example. There are several other Vaishnav Sampradayas also, right? There are several other sages in the entire Bhakti cult, the Bhakti movement that happened around 500 years ago. There were bhajans of Mirabai, for example. But if you see the mood of that entire separation, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see everything is combined in that. Everything culminates in that. This is the highest form. So if we think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and meditate on him, we can find answers to everything. Any other questions, thoughts? Yes, Prabhu.
Once in Radhadesh, an older Scottish devotee told me Krishna stole the mood of Radharani. Although it was properly locked, Krishna managed to steal the mood of Radharani and became Lord Chaitanya afterwards. after this happened. So my question is this a pastime of Lord Chaitanya, or is it a pastime of Krishna?
So, as I said, I would like to, reiterate the same point from the previous answer, that cause and effect in the spiritual world, there's no difference between them. So we can say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu originates from Radha and Krishna, or we can say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of everything, even Radha and Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the conclusion. And as far as the stealing of the mood goes, well, Krishna can steal anything. Everything belongs to him. So he can steal anything. And the kind of love that Radharani has for Krishna, stealing there is just a pastime. So I hope that answers your question.
So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there is nothing before me or nothing after me. I am the beginning and I am the end, right? And now you are saying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the conclusion. If it is so, then Krishna could have revealed it in the Bhagavad Gita itself, right, to Arjuna, that there is one more that's going to come after me or something like that. How can I interpret this one?
So, first of all, we cannot think in a dual perspective that Krishna and Chaitanya are two different personalities, right? So when Krishna says, I am the beginning, I am the end of everything, it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also who is the end and beginning of everything. There is no difference between Chaitanya and Krishna. If you say that, you are sitting in the temple like this, right? And then when you go home, do you become a different person? Your attributes may change, your behavior may change, but you are the same person, right? So whether it is Krishna in the battlefield or whether it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leading the Sankirtan movement, it's the same personality we are talking about. And if you want to read the larger part of the text in Mahabharata and also in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is actually revealed, and Bhagavad Gita is a part of that. It's just a song of God which is a part of that. It is revealed as Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam, where it is said that Krishna will come in this particular age in a golden complexion, and he will not have weapons. But who will be his weapons? It will be his parshad, that is his associates. And what will he do? Congregational chanting is what he is going to do. And even in the Vishnu Sahasranam, even this is there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance had already been revealed. Even when Garga Muni comes to give the name to Krishna, like the name giving ceremony, there also he mentions that in one of the births, he is golden. Now you can say that, but Krishna came before, how did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come before him? How did Garga Muni know? Because these are cycles of appearance of the Lord in different kalpas, in different pastimes, different realms. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eternal. So we have to think of it in this way. It's the same person in different contexts. Okay. I think we are there at 5 o'clock. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
करुणा गौरचंद्र भगवान की जयो जयो गौरचंद्रे आरती को शोभा बुझयो जयो गौरचन्द्रे आरती को शोभा जानवी तटवाने जगमन लोबा दाखी निताय बामे गदादारा निकटे अद्वैता श्रीनी वासा चक्रधारा वासी आचे गौरचा रत्ना सिंहासने आरती कोरे न ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने नर हरि आदि कोरी चामारा दुलाया संजया मुकुंदा बासु घोष आदि गाया शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे नित्य घोरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य घोरा हरि बोल बहु कोटि चंद्र जी ने वदन उज्ज्वला गाला देशे वनमाला कोरी जलमाला शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदगाधा बखती विनोदा देखे गौरा संपादा किबो जयो जयो गौरचंद्रे आरती कुशोभा जानवी तटवाने जगमन लोभा नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नितिनामिने नम नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्तादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Jayo Karunanitai, Jayo Gora Chandra, Jayo Karunanitai, Jayo Gora Chandra. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
जय ओम जय ओम विष्णुपादाय. जय ओम sorry माता जी, can anybody else do it? परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरा श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभात की जय. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरा शता श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय. ISKCON फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि श्री गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय. श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. गंगा मैया की जय. यमुना मैया की जय. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. बृहद मृदंग की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gaurang. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry about that.
Namaste. Oh, sorry. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada lada taine. Hiranyakashi purvak Dasha. Trilotankana Kalaye. Ito Nashima Parato Nashima. Yato yato yamitato Nashima. Bae Nashima Edae Nashima. Narasima Pamisharanam Prapate. Tavakara Kamala Paranaka Avutashingam Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanubringam Keshavadita Nadari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Narsimha Bhagavan ki jai, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming for this Sunday feast. We'd like to thank first of all to His Grace Ravindra Swarup Prabhu for his wonderful class and talking about the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and especially the important aspect about ABCD. Does anybody still remember what is ABCD? A stands for? Very nice. B, books. C, and last one, we will follow that as well after the announcement. Yes, most important part. So let's loudly chant 3 times for Ravindra Swarup Prabhu. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! moving to the next topic for the announcement. So you might have heard, and if you have not been known about that, last week we have Prem Daya Prabhu, who left his body. He has been part of the ISKCON. Yes, yes, yes.
So Paramadayala Prabhu lived in the temple when there were still brahmacharis living here in the 90s. And he was a very, very humble devotee, very helpful, always, taking out the trash and cleaning and doing pujari seva, anything that was needed, basically. And nice picture. This is him. And for decades, he's also been struggling with his mental health. So, yes, he had very severe mental problems. And last Tuesday, he passed away. And he will be cremated on Wednesday. So everybody who is there, who knew him, the people who knew him, I think, are mostly outside. Haridas, you? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You also, huh? Yeah. So he was very much loved. Over decades and decades, he also continued to support the temple, even though he felt too unqualified to even come here to the temple. He still was giving big donations for example, the Rath Yatra. So he lived from a very simple social security income, but very humbly, very simply, and that's how he was always still supporting. So Wednesday, 10 o'clock, if you need any details or want to talk about this, you can contact me. 10 o'clock, Zorgvliet. Yes, approach me if you want to come. Everybody is welcome. We would like to do some kirtan when his body comes. We do kirtan all across the cemetery. So this is actually very good for all the souls that are there and didn't find rest yet, so we can contribute in that way.
Thank you, Pula Mataji. I even heard that for this upcoming Rath Yatra, which is going to happen in August, he has even given the donation for that. So, yeah. Yeah. So maybe let's. So maybe we can at least chant for 3 times all together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Taking care of things. Actually, she's the inheritant of everything that he has, but she knows that he wants to give to the devotees. She's not a devotee, but still she respects his wishes. So maybe we can chant one mantra for her also, because she's having a very hard time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Yeah, maybe next. So yes, the Rath Yatra, which is going to be happen in August, and in India it is going to happen in the next week. So there is a small change. It was supposed to be on 15th, which is 15th of August, but due to some issues with the municipality, it's not issue. They had somehow the other have another event which they cannot skip it. Something related to where on that particular day the king is going to come on the dam scare. So at the same time they booked us, and we didn't have any option. So we found the next possible date was the next day, which is Sunday, because most of the people who are coming for this Rath Yatra, they already have planned. So rather than just moving it for the entire next week or 1 week early, so we decided to just move it for one day. So it is on 16th, just keep in mind. So rather than having 15th, it is on 16th, which is Sunday. And at the same time, this Rath Yatra is basically based on the contribution of devotees. Everybody who would like to contribute for this Rath Yatra have already done in the past, and we are still having a deficit of around 5,000 euros. Those who are interested to donate for this Rath Yatra, they can go to the desk at the later end of the program, and if anybody would like to give us any sort of a donation, they can give it over there. Yeah. Yes. Yes, this is just a QR code. Don't get scared by this QR code. So we need basically volunteers for this upcoming Rath Yatra. As I said, this Rath Yatra is purely based on services given by all of you, by devotees. So we need a lot of volunteers for this particular event. So those who wants to come and would help, either it could be a vegetable cutting and coming on the dam scare on that particular day, helping with the prasadam serving, and many other services are there. Book distribution. We have a lot of things going happen in the background. So they can basically, I would ask everybody, if you have time, you can simply run this QR code, basically scan the QR code and register for the services. That would really help us. Maybe we can take a 1 minute if anybody would like to scan and register for this services. That would really help. We really need volunteers for this Rath Yatra event. Yeah. Moving to the another topic, we have a Maha Sankirtan festival, which is going to be happen next week. Do you have more insights if you'd like to share? Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. So yes, big Maha Sankirtan Festival, which is not only book distribution, of course we try to preach, but it's also for devotees who like to do some kirtan. You can also participate. So come and go whenever you want to be there on the dam. We start here in the temple at 12 to have an inspiration session, and then we go to Dam Square from 2:30 till 4. There we do some kirtan book distribution, and then after we come back to the temple and we have a pizza party, so you don't want to miss out. Also, we're looking for devotees who like to do some seva, maybe like make lunch prasadam for 20 devotees. If you feel inspired, please come to me after the announcement, and yeah, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So I would like to ask those who are coming for this temple for a very first time, they can please raise their hands. Wow, we have a lot of new people. Maybe Prabhuji, if would you like to give some books? Yeah. We- yeah. You can give. Maybe they can keep their hands up. Yeah. Your name, Mataji? Rosie. Yeah. Pooja. Check whether it is English only. Your name? Neha. Yes, over there. Thank you. Okay, would like to thank to our Pujari team, and we know that we only come, most of the people come only on Sunday, but there is a lot of things happening on every day. There's a DT worship, there is a full set of a team who do, in spite of their busy schedule, they come to the temple and take care of the DTs. We'd like to thank to the entire group. Vraj Rani Mataji, today the DT worship is done by the Vraj Rani Mataji. And rest of the devotees as well, they participate in other days as well. So we'd like to chant 3 times for them as well. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Lastly, would like to thank to our cooking team as well. This Sunday feast has been cooked by the Flavol and team. So within that group, we have Kamalkant Prabhu and Vivek Prabhu. And I didn't cook actually. So let's thank to them 3 times as well for Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yeah, thank you very much for coming this Sunday feast. Now we'll be serving the prasadam over here. Everybody would like to sit here, and those who would like to help in serving the prasadam, they please can come towards Hare Krishna.
devotees here, please scan it. Please go through the survey.